Hi, everyone. It's Pastor Corey, and we've been doing a series of interviews on mission agencies and charities that we support through our church and our church giving and budget. And we're excited today to have Amy McNelly, the CEO of Palouse Care Network, here with us today. So, Amy, welcome, and thank you for making yourself available for this interview.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited
Yeah.
to be here.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came to be the CEO of Palouse Care Network, and then tell us about Palouse Care Network?
Yeah, well, I worked in church ministry for most of my working life, and then did some development work for a college campus ministry, and then joined the staff of Palouse Care Network for about 10 months doing development before I became CEO here. And I think it's been the great honor and blessing of my life to get to work for this organization with this mission and this team of people who really care for women who are in such a challenging and difficult situation in life, and to care for some of the most vulnerable in our society, unborn children.
Thank you. Tell us about the different things Palouse Care Network does and where it's located, just some of the reality of Palouse Care Network. Yeah.
So we were actually founded back in 1982 in Moscow. We were located like upstairs in this little house in downtown Moscow, and then eventually built the building that we have in Moscow. Gosh, was it 2012 or I think? And
they're by Winco. I think people know where Winco is.
On the corner of 8th Street and Farm Road, and and expanded to be a full medical facility as well. And then not quite 2 years ago, we opened our second location in Pullman, Washington, right on Stadium Way, just a couple blocks from Beasley Coliseum. And so we're open in both cities. Right now we're open in Moscow on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then in Pullman on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and are really excited to be able to be kind of in close proximity to both universities and in 2 states. And so in terms of the services that we have to offer, we've got a whole host of things. So Palouse Care Network is kind of the umbrella name of the organization. And then we operate a medical clinic called Wish Medical Women's Health, where absolutely 100% of our services are free of charge. So we offer pregnancy testing and confirmation ultrasounds, STI testing, women's reproductive health exams, and abortion pill reversal are the medical services that we provide. And then we also have on the other side of our building a whole lot of free resources that we offer. So we have many physical resources like infant through 5T clothing, maternity clothing, cribs and diapers and strollers and formula, a whole host of parenting classes like healthy pregnancy and parenting toddlers and finance classes. We host a single mom group where we bring together single moms, and local churches will provide dinner and childcare, and we can bring in an expert to talk with them about something like how to budget. We have support groups for pregnancy loss, post-abortion support, sexual assault support, pornography recovery. So there's really a lot that we encompass. And then we also have education teams that go out into the community. So we try to be pretty involved on both the University of Idaho and Washington State University campuses. We have interns on both of those campuses where we can do tabling events. And then we'll speak in dorms and sororities and fraternities. We can do presentations on things like healthy relationships or sex in the brain or sex and alcohol, really helping them to get to know our name as Wish Medical Women's Health so that they can come in for services. And then we also do have another educator who goes out into local public schools and does the sexual risk avoidance education, which is basically like sex ed for those school districts. And again, that's a wonderful opportunity for us to build relationship with young people in our community. And then we'll also go out into churches and do the same kind of thing for youth groups.
Okay, that's wonderful. So if there are folks that want to volunteer or pray for your organization from Palouse Care Network. Could you share with me maybe how they could volunteer, or if you have a prayer need?
Yes. So we have about 20 volunteers who come in every single week to help us. Most of them are helping clients who come in to do shopping, for infant clothing, that kind of thing, or they will process donations, do laundering of items, sorting things. We have volunteers that help teach classes. All of those volunteer positions are currently filled, but you can constantly check back on our website at palousecarenetwork.com. We have a volunteer tab, and you can see if there's volunteer positions open. We are always looking for churches who are willing to help provide like the dinner or childcare for our single mom event. Or be a speaker who could come in and maybe they have an area of expertise that they could share with our single moms about. So we're always open for that. And then sometimes we have people who have special gifts and they come in and volunteer to do office work or help with our mailings that we get sent out. So those are some of the volunteer things. I think praying for us is just so critical. We are really grateful for any and all prayers, and know that that is a huge part of what makes us able to do what we do. And so pray that we would be effective in reaching more women who are facing unplanned pregnancies. That's becoming more and more challenging as more and more women are making those choices and decisions online without actually ever stepping into a clinic. And so we are really trying to be active online with our Google ads and our social media presence, and constantly exploring new ways that we can be reaching those women and connecting with them, and actually people in local churches and in the community who can just spread the word to other people about our services so that they know if they find themselves in that kind of situation, we are a safe, non-judgmental place that they can come, is another huge way to help.
Yeah. So what's something you like people to know about that we may not know about?
Well, one thing that I love to tell people about is abortion pill reversal, because that's something that a lot of people aren't aware is even an option. And we are the only place locally that offers abortion pill reversal. So basically the way the abortion pill works is that if a woman takes the first pill, it deprives the fetus of progesterone, which it needs in order to live, and that causes the fetus to die. And then the second pill is what causes the uterus to contract and expel the pregnancy. But if a woman has only taken the first pill and it's been only 24 to 72 hours since she's taken that first pill, she can come to us for abortion pill reversal, which is actually just a huge dose of progesterone. And the research has shown that about 67% of women who get that huge dose of progesterone within 24 to 72 hours of taking the first abortion pill will go on to deliver a healthy baby. And so there have been 5,000 babies so far that have been delivered using abortion pill reversal. And so it's something that we like people to know about, so that they can make women aware of that. If we want women to have choices, we should be able to let women know that if they have a change of heart and they want to pursue a reversal of their abortion, that this is a possibility.
Thank you for sharing that. That's new to me, believe it or not. I did not know about that. But is there any research on women who take the abortion pill that then have regrets and want reversal, or is there? I'm just kind of curious. I wasn't expecting to ask that question, but
yes, yeah. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, kind of percentages on that.
Yeah.
And it's actually more and more difficult to track because so many women are purchasing the abortion pill online. So it's hard to know even how many women are taking the abortion pill, but we certainly do know that there are a number of women that call. There's actually a hotline called the APR hotline. So if people are interested in learning more about abortion pill reversal, they can go to abortionpillreversal.com and learn more. But certainly there are women that regret that choice, and as evidenced by the fact that we've had 5,000 women who have been successful in reversing that. And so unfortunately, part of what has happened though is that there is a lot of opposition from those who are opposed to this, which is hard for me to understand, because if we want, again, if we want women to have choices, this should be a choice that is made available to them. But so there's some people that will call this fake science. However, progesterone has been used in pregnancy for decades. Progesterone is what is prescribed by all doctors for things like threatened miscarriage. So it's absolutely 100% safe in pregnancies, and clearly it makes a difference for a lot of women. So we just want people to know that that's a choice that they can pursue.
Well, I don't know anything about the science, but 5,000 babies, sounds like it works. It, I'm just wondering, it is part of their initial care if they go in to seek the abortion pill. Would they be counseled that if 12 hours later, 24 hours later, they're wondering, oh, I just didn't really want to do that? Would they have gotten information typically about reversal, or is that really uncommon?
No, abortion clinics do not believe in abortion pill reversal, and so do not inform women that it's even an option. So that's another reason why we really want to get the word out to people in other ways, so that they are aware that it is an option. One of the challenges is that it is true that there's never been a double-blind study done on abortion pill reversal, because in order to do that, you would have to have women coming forward saying, I want to reverse my abortion, and you'd have to give half of them the progesterone and half of them a placebo, and that's just really not ethical, right? You can't do that. But so what research does indicate, though, is that the women who have gotten the progesterone, 67% of them have gone on to have a delivery, and so clearly it works. And it's hard for me to understand why there are people that don't want women to know that they can reverse their abortion, but it is possible in some cases, and so we think people ought to have that information.
Yeah. Thank you. That's awareness right there for me, and for, I'm guessing, a lot of folks that are listening or watching this. What excites you the most in this ministry that you get to lead and be a part of? What part of it just maybe energizes you? I'm not asking you to pick your favorite part of the organization, yes, but are there things that particularly energize you in the work you do?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the stories. I think it's the stories of the clients who come in, because whenever someone is facing an unplanned pregnancy, she is feeling a whole lot of pressure, perhaps from a partner, from parents, from friends, from, the voices in her head. She's often feeling like she is stuck in an impossible situation where she's extremely stressed or fearful, or it feels like the end of the road for her in so many ways. For me, those stories where women come and find hope when they find out that there's not only support at Palouse Care Network, but there's this entire community of people from all over the Palouse region who are supporting this because they care about her. So just those stories of women who are able to finish their college degree and also be a parent, or who courageously place a child for adoption and are just so immensely grateful, or who get the parenting classes that they need in order to feel like they are equipped to this thing that feels so challenging and overwhelming. Like, those are the stories that I think inspire me and keep me going. And, recently we had someone who had visited a local abortion clinic, had taken the abortion pill, and a number of weeks before. So abortion pill reversal was not an option for this person. She successfully completed the abortion, but it was a few weeks later, and she came, and she just said to us, I had no idea that there was a place like this that could have helped me. She had so much, I think, remorse and guilt. One of our advocates was able to talk with her, to pray with her as she left. This woman was so much lighter and had so much more hope. And But I think that story has stuck with me because I think I don't want anyone in our community to not know that there's a place like this that can help them. And because I see, and I get to hear these stories over and over again of women who find hope and help in real tangible ways. Compassionate care. We work really hard to never pressure or manipulate anyone who comes into our center. We really operate to say, if you had all the support you needed, what choice would you make? And here are all the things that we have to offer you, to support you. And we are so grateful that empowers so many women to make choices for life.
That's excellent. You know, one of the criticisms that's sometimes leveled at folks who are pro-life is the cliche term, right? But who value life is that, do you value it after birth, right? Are you going to support people and give them the support that they need to raise that child? And I know it sounds like you're doing the great work of not just giving counsel and medical services during pregnancy, but supporting parents and those young kids afterwards. And
yes,
yeah, that's so important.
Absolutely, 100%. I think that's really, really important, and we really seek to do that for the long haul. So we have other organizations in the community that will help them network with, and if they need to learn how to apply for insurance, or they need housing help, or help with domestic violence, or we can help network them with those other organizations that can help with those kinds of needs. And then we do exist to provide a lot of the physical resources, the parenting classes, the support groups, things that they're going to need for the long haul. And then like our single moms group, where we can continue. We have moms that 6 years ago found out they were pregnant here at Palouse Care Network, and today are still a part of our single moms group, and so we really love that we get to continue that relationship and supporting them for the long haul.
Yeah. And I don't want to get political, but so much energy and money is thrown into legislating, this decision and sometimes I think Christians get so one-dimensional on it and almost think the work is done if we outlaw abortion in some areas, but obviously that's not the case in Washington State for sure, where I live. But the work is not done, right? I mean, yeah, if we really value life, it's not just a legislative issue, right? I'm not trying to get you to make a political statement, but
well, yeah,
I
and I
just
think
really
there are
value
people
the work you do. Yeah.
Yes, and I think there are people that kind of work on the political legislative end of things, and that's good and important work, and that's not our piece. I think our piece is, no matter what the laws are, how do we care for women who find themselves in these situations, and how do we as Christians care for these people in a way that helps them to really experience the love and grace of God. And one of the things that we tell our clients is that we are a faith-based organization, and that has nothing to do with what we expect from them, but just what motivates us to care for them. And we're going to continue doing that no matter what the laws are in either state. Right now it's interesting because the laws are very different in Idaho than they are in Washington, and we're in both places. But yeah, no matter what the laws are, there's important work to be done in just coming alongside women who find themselves in these situations.
Well, speaking of having your faith motivate you and your staff there, is there for you, is there a favorite Bible character that you might have that you relate to, or their story or their example motivates you? We could take Jesus off the table because I gotta be careful saying that, but you know what I mean. Is there a particular figure that maybe you want to meet in heaven, or their story encourages you? Yeah.
No, actually, the first thing that popped to mind when you asked that question is just Shiphrah and Puah, these Hebrew midwives.
Oh.
In the beginning of the book of Exodus, when Pharaoh has, he's mandated that all the Hebrew babies have to be killed, right? And these two midwives continue to deliver these babies and not kill them. All the baby boys are supposed to be killed. They just keep delivering these babies. And then when they're confronted about that, they just say, oh man, these Hebrew women, they're so vigorous in labor. By the time we get to them, the babies have already been born. And I just love how they continue to faithfully, quietly work for the cause of life and work to be obedient to God, even when perhaps the law of the land is telling them something different. They
Right.
have that faith in God that continues to motivate them to do what is right and to care for these people whose lives are threatened. And I think that's so similar to what motivates us here at Palouse
Mm,
Network. So yeah, I would love to meet them someday.
that's cool.
In heaven, they
Yeah.
are heroes of mine.
Yeah. Ancient civil disobedience and obedience.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool and pretty shrewd and loving at the same time. Well, thank you for that. Okay, fun question that we ask our folks at the end. If you had to pick one of these two, ice cream or chips, any kind of ice cream or any kind of chips for the rest of your life, you can only have one. What would it be? Ice cream or chips?
This is such an easy question for me. Ice cream is hands down my
Uh-huh.
favorite food. I eat ice cream every day. I probably shouldn't, but I love it. It is not uncommon for me to have like 16 flavors in my freezer.
Okay,
Like
wow.
whenever it goes on sale, like I stock up. So it would be hard for me to name a favorite flavor though, because
Oh,
I like a lot of them. But yeah, ice cream.
ice cream,
Day of
easy
the week.
for you.
Yep, easy.
Yeah. Ice cream is winning big time.
Is
Uh,
it?
but we did have at least one chip person. So cool, and it's hard to narrow it down for you. That's okay. There's a lot of good flavors out there. Well, Amy, we so appreciate your leadership and your ministry with Palouse Care Network and your staff, and we'll be praying blessings for your staff and for all those you serve. And thank you for doing this good work, and thank you for loving the people of the Palouse.
Well, thank you for having me and for giving us the opportunity to share a little bit more about who we are and what we do. And thank you for the way that your church supports our work. We really could not do what we do without the support of individuals and churches in our community. So we are grateful. Thanks.
It's a blessing to be doing it together. Thank you.
Yeah.